As we talked about earlier in the presentation, everything that we do with the Heartland Classic Series is based on the design of the oval oven door. And these are two examples of products that evolved out of that wonderful style that we find with that door. Going back to the early days of Heartland, we realized that there was an opportunity to sell, that not everybody wanted a wood cook stove, basically, that there were people that wanted other ranges. So over the years, these evolved into really graceful, lovely units. What I do want to make really clear is that we have never marketed these as professional ranges. These are pieces that have a maximum of 10,000 BTU burners. We have a basic convection system in the oven using bottom and top elements and a rear fan. There is no rear element, so it's not what's called European or true convection. And the fan system has about a 300 CFM hood as opposed to the 600, 900 CFM hoods used in the professional products. But at the same time, these stoves have developed a very, very loyal following. They're elegant, they're beautiful, and they certainly appeal to the customer that's doing a log home or a waterside camp or restoring an old farmhouse but doesn't want to have the work that's involved with wood. So what we have is quite a variety of colors and two sizes and several fuel choices. What we have in front of us here are the all-electric model in the 48-inch range and the 30-inch dual fuel. So these are the two sizes that we have, the 30 and the 48, which follow very accepted sizes for construction. And then we have four main fuel choices. We have the all-electric model. We have a dual fuel that's available either with a natural gas or propane top. And then we have all propane and we have all natural gas. So the stoves can be ordered really four different ways. We have two oven types. Both of these have the electric oven system in the dual fuel, which has an electric oven, and in the all-electric. The all-gas and LP models have a gas oven. Some years ago, we made the ovens significantly larger. We used to get criticized for the size of the oven, and at that point we were real purists, and we felt that we couldn't make the doors any bigger without losing the feeling of the range. But there was a tremendous amount of work done, huge amount of time went into getting the proportions right, and we, a number of years ago, felt that we had succeeded, and I feel we really have succeeded. At the same time, we were able to offer a 4 cubic foot oven as opposed to 2.5, which is what we had before. So these are nice big ovens. As I mentioned, they are convection, but they are an older style of convection, or a more basic style of convection perhaps, which is using bottom and top elements and a rear fan. And this really goes with the theme of these ranges, that these ranges sell at a price point that's comparable to many pro ranges, but they have a fantastic amount of money within them with the style, with all the huge amount of nickel that you see. These are very pricey stoves to build. They're hand built, and the money has basically gone into the style, and our customer base that purchases these love this product because they love the feel that it gives them, and they are very satisfied with the cooking performance of these ranges. There are appliance dealers that criticize these still as not being pro, that again, they're not really understanding the concept of these stoves, which is really to feature style rather than pro performance. They work really well, they're extremely well built, the components within them are very proven components, but we're not aiming for 15 and 17,000 BTUs, and we don't have professional venting systems. We have good quality, middle of the road systems with fantastic styling. And again, these have leveling legs. Up on the top part, we have our exhaust system and also clock timing. There is on the dual fuels and on the electrics, you'll notice that there's a self-clean system. The self-clean has a manual lock, and once the lock is engaged, the unit becomes electronic and will not allow the door to be opened until the system has run through. Also on both of these models, there's a really very nice warming drawer down below with its own system. Will run up to a little bit under 200 degrees, and there's also humidity control here where you can either allow all the moisture to stay in the product or actually use it to dry goods out a little bit if you wish to, by having the vent open and let the moisture escape. Again, these have been sold for many, many years. We have 5 colors in these. We have the 3 wood cook stove colors of the ivory, the white and the black, and we also have a cobalt blue and the red. And then in addition to this, we don't have here with us today, but we also have 30 and 36 inch refrigerators and a matching dishwasher. And so we have the ability to sell the full suite. And in fact, very often when we do sell these ranges, we sell the entire kitchen, because the reality is that once you choose one of these pieces, the only pieces that will really match it are our own products. If you try to put this, say, with a stainless steel range, it just doesn't look right. So we have had a lot of success in selling what we call the full suites, and that's certainly what I think we should try to achieve with every sale, is the entire suite. Which is also very interesting is that it's a really good idea at time of purchase to ensure that the customer is aware that there's the whole suite, because we have seen many, many times over the years where they buy the range and then they'll come back a little bit later when they've replenished their money and they'll buy the dishwasher and the refrigerator to go with it. It's also not uncommon for someone to buy 2 of the refrigerators and put them side by side and have them open from the center with a left and a right hinge. We are in the next few months going to be redoing the dishwasher and the refrigerators with the intention of making them a little bit less money, a little bit more affordable. But we have been, over the years, extremely successful, and these ranges, as I say, really stand and have done very well. But again, we need to understand where they fit in the market, primarily as a style piece, but they're absolutely gorgeous. And what I've always said about these ranges is they're not for everybody, but the person that really wants it, this is the only thing that's going to work for them. So we have an audience, and they're well proven. One additional feature I should mention on this is that we have a pull-out drawer for utensils on the 48, and both the 30 and the 48 have the warming drawer. I should also mention on the electric, or on the all gas and all propane models, that the broiler is located in the bottom drawer. So the broiler is separate from the oven, and the low position of the broiler is one reason why we do tend to sell more dual fuels, because everything is a little bit higher off the floor in the broiler, and the dual fuel is in the top of the oven. And the dual fuel also adds the warming drawer, but we've also found that a lot of people, as we see in the pro ranges and the stainless ranges, really are looking for a gas or LP top combined with the electric convection self-clean oven. And of course, our gas system does not have convection, and it does not have self-clean, which again you get with the dual fuel. But we do see many of the people that purchase the gas models, some of them are actually off the grid, quite a few are. They can't have electricity because they have very limited amount of electricity, and they are happy to light these manually. These do have, when there's electricity available, there is electronic ignition on the gas tops, and also on the oven, but the oven and the tops can be manually ignited if there's no power, either through power failure or off the grid. And of course, if somebody is off the grid, the electric system won't work. So the clock won't work and the ignition won't work. 2 quick service points that are important to realize. First one is, with our clock system, is that the clock must be set for the oven to work. So if the power goes off and the clock is flashing 12, the oven will not come on. And we've had people over the years get completely freaked out the first time the power goes off, because they think that maybe a lightning storm has knocked the oven out. It isn't that. The clock has to be set. It doesn't have to be the accurate time, but it can't be flashing 12. The other thing that has happened over the years, it's somewhat confusing, and should be explained, is that I mentioned earlier that the thermometers on the wood cook stoves work, but on these models, the thermometer is decorative. It does not work. And that is in the manual, and it's well explained in there, but there are still people that will call the next day and say, how come some thermometer doesn't work? On these models, it is decorative, and the reason is that if it did work, it would not be accurate, because it would be very expensive to have a thermocouple run to be able to get it up an accurate temperature. So our feeling was it was best just to have it be decorative.